People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Now, people, there's a culture in Jamaica. Well, not really a culture, but a problem that has been plaguing Jamaica for some time. I am speaking about decades. And it is a problem of some old man, some old PERVERTED men that are taking advantage of some young girl. And when I speak about young girl, I talk about picnic. I talk about some little picnic. Now, people, this problem that I am talking about, I am speaking about because of financial reasons. These men with power and these men with all sorts of money. Well, it does not have to be a lot of money. I talk about, in some case, we are talking about some taxi man. We are talking about some minibus driver. We are speaking about some dons in a society. And even more disgusting, we are speaking about some persons that are a part of the upper echelon of society. And because them have money, them basically have some young girl basically tending to their needs. I am speaking about SEXUALLY. Now, people, these people, it is not isolated to just Jamaica. When they leave Jamaica and them have money, they go overseas. I am speaking about America, Canada. I am speaking about just about any first world country or any place else in the world. However, in this case, this lady is calling out a man and his name is Ratty. And obviously, Ratty has been doing this for quite some time. That means that he is a PERVERT. So therefore, people, you understand, as it pertains to certain things, as it pertains to certain crimes, there are no statute of limitation on people. I don't know the rules as it applies to Jamaica. However, I know that as it applies to UK, which she is talking about, and this is a Jamaican lady, and she is obviously, based on her conversation, speaking about a Jamaican man that is over there and have some money and basically take advantage from back in the 80s. So people, take a listen, take a look to what she has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
Right, so I'm making this video because I really feel compelled to have to do it. I'm not usually one for making videos or putting things up on social media to any great extent, you know, not really my thing. But this one, I want it to go viral. I want this video to go worldwide. I want everybody to see it. But particularly, I want people in the community of Brixton of a certain age. Anybody who's over the age of 40 will remember this person that I'm about to tell you about. Anyone, yeah? If you lived in the Brixton area and you're over the age of 35, 40, you will remember this individual. I'm going to tell you about a persistent that is a scourge in our community. I'm going to tell you about a that is such a bad man that nobody would ever challenge this individual. This individual that enjoyed going around killing people, enjoyed going around raping young girls. We are talking about an individual that has impregnated and systematically raped a whole generation of black women in the Brixton and South London area and probably beyond. We're talking about an individual that was literally like the Debo. Remember Debo from Friday? He was literally the Debo of the black community in South London at that time. This individual is a disgusting individual. This is the season for calling out nonsense files, okay? Now this individual has had a reign that spans probably about 30 or 40 years. This is an old man now, he's in his 60s, coming up maybe even 70. He's still at it. I heard news today that he's got another 14-year-old pregnant. I spoke to my daughter's godmother last night. She told me that yes, she too by this individual at 12 years old, yeah? The individual that I'm talking about is none other, if you haven't guessed it already and you're from Brixton, who used to walk and terrorize Brixton? Whose daughters wasn't safe in Brixton back in the day? You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about none other than Vincent Dirty Rat. Vincent Rat. Paedophile Vincent Rat. Impregnating young girls from the 1980s come right up even beyond that. That's who I'm talking about. Okay? Cecil Rubin's niece, Nadine, you lot know her. She walks up and down Brixton like a crazy person. Former client, yeah? I know this girl. She disclosed to me that he raped her in her uncle's shop back in the day. You all know the shop. Cecil Rubin, Hootanani, and I all know the shop. Cecil, if you knew, you're complicit. Whoever knew about it, was complicit. Whoever knows about all the other girls and the 15 children, if not more, who are now in their 20s or their 30s, who were sired as the victim when they're 12-year-old and they're 13-year-old and they're 14-year-old mothers by this monster in our community. The Jimmy Savile, the what's this guy's name? Weinstein of our community. He is the Jimmy Savile and the Jeffrey Epstein and the Harvey Weinstein of our community. Vincent Dottie Clark Rat. You're a pedophile. You're a perpetrator. Yeah? You even tried to look me when I was about 15 at a park event when you used to have rat security, but I never pay you no mind. I ran away from you and your friend in your car. So I know you're about it. Yeah? And now I'm hearing so much coming out, but people are still too afraid to talk. The man them that would never challenge you. The daughters of the brothers that who would never challenge you because they were too scared of you. They said that you had good abia. They said you worked Lawrence. They said you was a police snitch. Nobody would challenge you, Vincent Rat. But me, here, today, from my location, I'm challenging you. You are a dirty pedophile, Vincent Rat. And whoever wants to support him, why are you up in the Nation of Islam? Talk to me, brother Abdul Karim. Talk to me, Freddie Daly, because you must know who this guy is. Brother Hillary, Abdul Karim. You lot are Brixtonians. Brother Wayne, you're Brixtonians. Why is Vincent Rat allowed in the mosque? This is why I stopped working with you when I saw this scourge in our community. A whole generation of sisters got children all over the place, probably even procreating with each other, having disabled children. We don't know. He's prolific. There must be hundreds, and I'm saying today, DM me, sisters, if you want to do something about it, because there is no upper limit in it being able to take sexual abuse historic cases to court. There is no upper limit. If it's 50 years, we can still have him. DM me if you suffered under Vincent Rat. Back in the day, in the BRIXTON era, when Ratty was a bad man, because he ain't a bad man now, he's an old man, yeah? Stand up. And all you brothers that never spoke out, all of you that never spoke out, you are all complicit. You are all complicit. Check yourselves. You've got children now. I know everybody was scared. I know this terrorized the community. How do these little girls feel that every day they're in the playground, yeah, having to deal with this man, hearing how many people he's killed and whatever, knowing they break them and they can't say nothing. There's so many victims. Vincent Dottie Rat. Yeah? You are vermin. And we're calling you out today. I want this video to go viral. Talk about the round bed that you had in the bottom of your shop or the yard at Paulette Road. The round bed with the mirrors on the ceiling. Yeah, the victims have spoken to me. They've spoken to me. Yeah? And I'm telling you, more is going to come out. I am not resting until I have your head on a platter. Vincent Dottie Clark Rat. Yeah, I said it. Afua Rose. Afua Chibweze. I said it. Yeah? You are a scourge in our community, and I will not rest until your head is on a platter. You're bright about your working in the black community to make things better and work with the youths and the gangs and give money to nation and them things there. God, pay your victims. Pay your victims. Some of them are on the road. Some of them have suicide. Some of them are mentally ill because of you, Vincent Dottie Rat.
Now people, this is my disclaimer, because whenever I do these videos, we always have some invalid like for run up in my comment section and say, this not nothing to do with Jamaican. However, you heard the person that is talking. She is Jamaican, be it that she has an English accent. And you know that the person, the target person that she is talking about, he is also Jamaican. And based on the conversation, it is said that he was one of those 1980s bad man in Britain, Brixton to be specific. And he's now in his 60s or 70s. However, people, you have to understand that these persons that were his victims, they are now emotionally traumatized. And based on what the lady is saying, based on the video, he is a prolific, persistent. We are speaking about P-R-E-D-E-T-O-R. So therefore, you know that he was going around breeding up some little young picnic because him have power. And people, you understand what they say, money is power. Now people, this is also my disclaimer. There is always two sides to every sort of story. We are talking about Vincent Rat's story and this lady's story. However, based on what she is saying, he was like a Debo. He was like an enforcer in the community at Top Man at Dan. We are talking about Vincent Dirty BBC Rat based on her information. So people, what we see here is that when you have money, people are willing to cover it up. We are speaking about money seems as if it gives certain persons immunity from certain things that the ordinary person would not get. And based on this lady's information, it is that this man also had the power of Obia, and he is also a believer in a Lawrence. And people, if you know anything about Obia, and if you believe in a Obia, Lawrence is the man. He is the face card for Obia in a Jamaica. So therefore, the man have money. He was an enforcer. He was a Don. He was a big smuggler. Obviously from all the information. Now people, what we've also realized is the hypocrisy as it pertains to these persons that are always perverts. Whenever them do them deeds and they realize that persons are catching up on them basically turn over them life to Christ. Them basically going to all sort of mass. Them also going to all sort of, we are speaking about Muslim religion. So people, is this a cover up? We are speaking about hypocrisy because basically based on what this lady is saying, he has been doing it for decades. However, now that he is old, now that he is basically about to pass away, or him realize that the people and basically are up to what he was up to back in the 80s, 90s, 2000 and up till now. He is trying to act as if he is a new person. He has turned over his life. He is doing all sorts of charity deeds, rete, lele, blue, blah, blah. However, people, like I've said before, as it pertains to certain crimes, there is no statute of limitation. So therefore, if for 50 years, 5 years, or 500 years, you can also be prosecuted. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, the moral of the story is this. This problem exists in Jamaica. This problem exists in America. This problem exists all over the world. However, we see that Jamaicans are Jamaicans wherever they go. And if they are perverts in Jamaica, when they go to America, they do the same thing. When them go to England, them do the same thing. And people, they are taking advantage of the poor and disenfranchised because them realize that money is power. And they realize that whenever them have money, people are always cover up for them. People are always looking to basically elevate themselves. So therefore, they will do things. They will basically sell them soul. They will sell out their pride and dignity just with some money. However, it does not make it right. It does not justify. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.